This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, somewhere out there in a parallel universe, chefs are giving out fitness videos.
3, 2, 1, Pepto-Bismol.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast. I'm myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Horse. Not sponsored.
Tom is sick, guys.
It'd be
Tom is ill.
It'd be a weird company to be sponsored by, wouldn't it? Who's ever sponsored by Pepto-Bismol?
No idea. What's it even for, like, technically? I know people take it when they've got icky stomachs, but, like, technically, is that the only thing it's good for?
The 5 symptom relief, Daniel. Heartburn, indigestion, nausea. That's what I get that every time I talk to you. Upset stomach and diarrhea. Same as that one. Yeah. So
nice. That's delightful. So guess how Tom's feeling, everyone.
But let's play Pepto-Bismol bingo. Which one has Tom got? Heartburn, a little bit. Indigestion, yes. Nausea, nope. Upset stomach, yes. Diarrhea, no. Poos have been pretty good. There we go. Who thought I'd hit what the how solid my poos have been in the first 1 minute 15 of the pod. Good job, guys. Thank you.
We definitely needed that going on.
It's a weird one. Yeah, I think I'm patient 0, and I've given it to my my wonderful fiance Chloe. She's feeling terrible currently, and I think I've given it to one of my clients. So sorry, I'm going away soon. So it's fine. So yeah, I'm in this weird mid stage of I was freezing. Have you ever had that, like complete shivers?
Yeah,
horrible. So, and I run really hot. So I was like, this is weird. And then I was really hot during the night. And then I woke up. And for the last 4 or 5 days, haven't really been able to eat very well. So I've kind of had indigestion in the top half of my torso, and then bloating in the bottom half. So, which has been very pleasant, mate. So every time I feel hungry, I'm like, do I want to eat? I don't feel like I want to eat. So yeah, that's what's happening in my world currently. Nice. That's good, isn't it? It's good. It's good to know.
Sounds absolutely wonderful, I have to say.
All the health. So I am going on a low FODMAP diet for a little bit. Apparently that's a thing. That's a thing people do, isn't it? You're a nutritionist. You should know what that is. Explain to the people.
I do know what it is. It's basically where you eat a diet low in fermentable carbohydrates. There's a list of fermentable carbohydrates. So that's fructose in usually. To be fair, is one. So people always think, fruit's really healthy. And it's like, well, yeah, it is, but there's parts of low FODMAP diets that certain fruits that tend to be quite high. Certain things that just cause you to feel like shit. So yeah, if Tom's on a low FODMAP diet, there'll be some not weird things that he needs to eat or avoid, but just odd things that you wouldn't think necessarily would cause those sorts of problems or issues. But yeah.
I thought I'd eliminate some stuff from my diet just to be like, all right, let's give my stomach the best chance to recover. But I don't even know what it is. I feel like it's some sort of bug that I've caught. Very odd.
Yeah, it could just be a little thing, couldn't it? You know, those things, it does happen. It happens a lot. But yeah, anyway, enough of you feeling shit, Tom. We'll get into the stuff that's a little bit more insightful and appealing to talk about than your stomach problems while you're drinking a Sprite. Probably should cut out the artificial sweeteners at the moment as well.
But so there's different of opinions where people were like, some lemonade is good, and then some people saying carbonated drinks are bad.
I mean, personally, I'd be staying away from them if I felt the way you feel. But hey, do whatever you feel is right, Tom.
I should just neck the Pepto-Bismol.
I would drink that instead of 7-Up. Yes, very much so.
Fuck you, Dan. I've no milky coffees. I bought lactose-free butter and I had that on a baked potato yesterday. That was exciting. Very exciting meal. I didn't do anyway, I was stupid and ate really lots of rich foods when I was eating over the weekend. So as we were doing stuff. Anyway, Daniel, what you would like to know is at the back end of the last episode, I entered the race of like how many likes that we could get on a comment.
Yeah.
I checked it today. It hasn't gone as high as I was hoping.
Oh,
I thought I'd
surprising.
smash you out the park because how much steam it had at the start. I'm at 1,528 on
Okay.
that likes. Pretty good. Pretty good liked
Yeah,
comment.
not bad. Not bad.
But then you were like ratio to the followers to whatever to Carnival Cam because you what were you like 1,200 something like that. So
Yeah.
I was hoping to at least double you, and then I was like I feel like that's about right, but apparently not. Apparently not. But yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. I got a lot of people commenting with laughing emojis, all that kind of stuff. Very fun, funnier there, and it was fun.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that the fish died. So, oh, whoops. It was about fish. It was about a really ugly fish. That was the post, and yeah, I alluded that it was my sister. Yeah, which is always funny. Always funny. Sisters and mum jokes, they're funny, aren't they? That's it. That's fine.
They are actually, yeah. to be fair.
What's been going on in your world, mate?
Yeah, not a lot, really. To be honest, same old, same old, same old. With work and being busy, playing golf. Golf's going okay. As always, as you know, Tom, there's always something wrong with your game. And where I've gone from not being able to drive the ball and hit a fairway, I can now do that really well. And now I can't hit an iron shot. Now I'm in the fairway. So, it's always fun, isn't it? When do this sort of shit. So yeah, no, but all good. Can't really complain. Through to the third round of the club championship, match play championship. So it's always
Wow,
good. Yeah.
that's good, isn't it? Good
Beat
job.
the guy I played. Yeah. Beat him 4-3. So that was good. Quite comfortable.
Yeah.
What's been going on? Just it's getting a bit warmer here now.
How do you celebrate your win? Are you like
I don't celebrate my
sure?
wins, mate. It's just a third round thing. It's just a third round game.
Oh, that's just you're not like Anthony
Like,
beating like whomever it was,
Coventry and being like
Coventry.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, not me.
No.
That's not me. Yeah, no, it's just I should be winning. That's my view of it. I should be. So I don't.
When this is always an interesting one. When you play a club match play, do you continue playing the rest of the holes or do you walk off then?
Yeah, we did finish the round. Yeah.
Oh,
We
do
finished
you?
the round.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, we
because
never
we
really
were
did.
playing. Well, we were playing in a 4-ball with two other guys, and obviously, like, it's just a bit rude in it. And we were like, he did need to get off, to be fair, but then after that, he was all right. And we just finished the round. I had to pay for the round as well because I'm a weekday member, and it was at the weekend, so I was like, I'm fucking playing.
That's so funny.
Um,
Could you not fit it in with him? Because what normally happens for people behind the curtain in club championships, if it's you're paired against someone, you two have to sort out by this date when you're going to play a round. Yeah. So you couldn't fit it into your schedule that he
and part of the rules of the competition is you have to provide weekend dates. If they can do weekday, then great, but you have to. So I knew sign up for it that
you
it
could
was that
be.
way, so.
Yeah,
and he could only do Wednesdays, and I was like, well, I don't play Wednesdays, so I didn't try and sort it out. So yeah, did that. But so through to that. Me and Alex are through to the better balls where we had a pairs one, which we won, so we're through to that one as well.
Wow.
So yeah, just got to keep playing, keep grinding away. But that's it, mate. As you know, my week kind of revolves around playing a bit of golf because that's the only other thing I do than work. So got that, and then I've just got a little job on this year of planning a stag do for some loser at some point. So I've got to do that. But said loser has been awful at getting everyone's names together and putting us in a group so that I can start to do shit for it.
Said loser has been concentrated on fucking booking the wedding.
Actually trying to get a date for it. Yeah. Semantics, mate. Semantics. I think the stag's more important, to be honest.
What's more important, the wedding or the stag? Without one, there can't be the other. So
I still have the stag do anyway.
So yeah, that's been the most important thing. We think we should have a venue, date, all signed, sealed, delivered by this time next week. So
find out. We'll find out if that travel lodge has got space. Hey,
I know, mate. Just off the A12 over that side. Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, that's where we're going to do the reception. That's the wedding reception.
That's the one. Oh, lovely. We'll do optional £5 continental breakfast. So I'm not too sure whether I'm gonna punch for
I'd
that.
upgrade to the. I'm going to upgrade to the full English £9 option for the full
Is
English.
it £9?
I'll go.
£9. Fuck
Yeah,
me.
upgrade.
Just microwave bacon. Dan's perfectly stodged scrambled eggs that have been sitting out for at least an hour. That's what I want. At
Yeah,
least the
yeah.
hour under the hot plate, under the light. So every residue, so all of whatever moisture there was is sitting at the bottom, and you just have
Yeah.
to kind of scrape it off the top. That's
And
what you
then the watery baked beans to go with it. Perfect.
watery baked beans, lovely, and yeah, the bacon that is. I don't know how they cooked it. You just don't. Yeah, just all on
Probably
top of
best
it, and
off
you
not
just
asking.
you just
Yeah.
just put the fresh one on top, and so no one
Yeah.
gets to that bottom one.
Yeah.
The bottom ones are there. That's fine.
It's just soggy. It's not crispy in any way, shape, or form. It's cooked,
No,
but it's
it's
still
weird, isn't
white. The fat's
it?
white on it, and you're like, "How's this been cooked?"
How have you managed to
Like
do
it's
this?
been boiled, like boiled almost. Yeah.
How does that even happen? Yeah, I don't know.
Better not be having any of that at your wedding, fuck me. Jesus.
I don't think so. I don't think so. We're gonna be. Yeah, we should be right.
Is there going to be any? What was the food going to be? Traditional English food? I suppose you've not even got to that point yet, but you know what I mean. Like, is it?
Um, well, we want like the midnight snackies, which you might not be awake for, to be fair.
Definitely
We want like tacos and stuff. That's gonna
Okay.
be just FYI, guys. My better partner is a Honduran, so Central American. So
Yeah.
there will be people like, what the fuck, tacos?
I
Really?
like Central American food, to be fair, so I'm fine with it. I like Latin American
it'd be
food,
sound.
so I'm
As
cool.
long as I'm over this fucking bloating and indigestion by then, I'll be fine. Yeah, and we don't really know. We won't. It'll depend on where we are, I guess, because some places, some venues want them to like use their contractors and stuff, and like the people, they're all backhanding each other, aren't they? Whereas some are a little bit more open to certain places. So yeah, we might have a pre-approved list of people. But I think we're both big foodies, so it's gonna be a bit of an importance, I guess. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, the food's gonna be good though. That's not something I'm worried about.
no, we should be fine. The drink should be good, but yeah. So we saw two wedding venues. We got another 1, 2, 5 to 6 more to see at the end of this week, and then we should hopefully make a decision. It was quite fun. Like one of my mates was just like, "What? Why do you need to see that many?" Oh,
Okay, right.
fairly big thing, and it's like the biggest thing that you're going to do, the venue. Like that's get that right, and then everything kind of filters out from there, right? That's like the center point of everything, and then it's like, let's go. So yeah, gotta get that done, mate. Got to get that done, but
All fun and games, isn't it?
yeah, it's just who knew it was fairly stressful. I'm literally having a weekly call with wedding planners. I barely like having weekly calls with my clients.
Yeah.
I don't want weekly calls with my clients. Like fortnightly to monthly is absolutely fine. Weekly call. They have to have weekly calls with their clients. How bad's that, Dan? Yeah. And their job is ringing up like contractors and people and all this kind of stuff. The admin and logistics for the wedding planner sounds awful. Of like just getting everything all at one place.
My idea of hell, that job.
Yeah, absolutely awful.
Just
right?
admin, innit? And stress. That's
Literally.
all that is, admin and
You've
stress.
got to rely on people like to be there to build a marquee or whatever, do this, make sure the flowers are all put in the right place, make sure all the contractors, they were talking about one they did at like Longley, like the safari park. And apparently they had to get hippo training prior to it, because they were like, yeah, you're quite near the hippos, so we need you to do hippo training before. It's like, what a weird gig. And I'm like, yeah, nobody got eaten by hippos, so it was pretty successful. Super interesting. But I don't know why you get married in Longley Safari Park. Maybe they were marrying some monkeys off. I don't know.
Maybe they like hippos.
But yeah, that'd be cool. Riding down the aisle on a hippo. Dan's gonna come down the aisle on a hog. That's what you.
I could do
massive motorbike.
Why not?
No, I'm just looking forward to the day where me and Dan have to go kind of suit and tuck shopping together, which will be interesting.
I told you.
You're never gonna get like two lads that are more uncomfortable in that situation. I feel like we're going to be
Literally.
like,
Can we wear anything else? Can we put some bands with these? Like these elasticated waist on these trousers? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Like, put it out. Yeah. I'll have to document that.
Quite,
That'd be fun.
that'll be great fun. Yeah, absolutely great fun. But yeah, it's all moving. It's all we paid the wedding planners now, so got to do it. Haven't we? I can't pull out.
Yeah, you
now.
got to do it now.
So, fucking hell, done. That's a lot of money that just feels like, oh shit, that's done. Fuck, that doesn't even do anything. That just makes them do it all. Like, but it doesn't. Nothing's booked. It's so weird. It's such a weird like thing. Like, thank you, yours now. Off you go.
Yeah, they just come to you with the bills, then, don't they?
Literally,
Like,
that's their job. Just collates like bills and contracts. I'm like, is this all right? Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, is this stationery good? I loved on one of the. People would probably like sucking eggs on this, but like on one of the not the guys that we went with, but a different wedding planner on one of the mock-up like budgets. Stationery was like $4,000. I was like, what are we what are we spending $4,000 on
stationery
for stationery for like wedding invites?
Why do people need stationery?
See, that's what they call it.
Okay, yeah, sorry,
stuff like that. Yeah. And I was like, what? I was like, just pop to Smith's. Ryman's will do it cheaper. Be fine. Very funny. Weird, very weird. But anyway, mate. Yeah, I guess we should move on from wedding stuff because it's been absolutely dull. Two things I want to talk about, Dan. Because as being sick as well, and we're both coaches. Well, you want to talk about your little snipe comment of we'll talk about that first, and then I'd like to talk about injuries, Dan.
Yeah. What about injuries in particular? Lower limb, upper limb? Keep us excited.
Well, I want it to, from our perspective of what injuries, if you could just do a little like Dan map, if you had a little skeleton, what can you cross off and be like, I've had this, I've done this, and was there any kind of excitement of rehab that you did? I think it's quite interesting because we're of the age now that there's probably some young bucks listening to this. Like, I've never had any injuries. We're the people who've had fucking tons now of like, yeah, we've injured ourselves plenty. Also, I believe that if you've never injured yourself, you've probably never trained hard enough. Just put it out there.
Yeah.
Put it out there.
I mean, obviously my knees are the most recent one, isn't it? I've definitely hurt my shoulder doing snatches. Like, that's why I can't do that anymore. Like my right shoulder. I don't know if that's a bit from cricket as well and all those sorts of things. But there's a major injuries. I had a steroid injection in my hip. Doug had to give me a steroid injection. He fucking loved that. Or he was with me at the time when one of his doctor pals did it. Really sore, like in my hip capsule, like steroid injection in my hip, like one of the most painful things I've ever done. That was. Had a hip. My lower back is not great. It does go occasionally and it's still a bit sore. Meniscus. What else have I had? I don't think there's anything else major. Obviously, like the odd like standard thing where you might have like strained your neck because of the way you slept or whatever. But I think that's all right.
I'll do that fucking on the reg. Jesus.
Yeah, I do that just. Other than that, I don't think there's anything major that's kept me out. Really, that sprained ankle maybe.
Would you say the knee or the hip were the biggest things like rehabby?
Well, the knee's been the one that I've had to rehab the most in terms of like giving it the time and effort and energy. The hip was literally, I had the steroid injection, felt better straight away, keep an eye on it. Rehab was a bit like, okay, yeah, make sure that you do these things, but ultimately was kind of going back to normal. Whereas with meniscus, I was sold that dream, and then it was like, oh no, your rehab's going to be about 9 to 12 months long. Sound. So that's probably been this has been the most consistent I've been, really, because of my knee, because I want to make sure it's right and I want to make sure I get it right. It's the only rehab I think I've probably done that I would consider rehab is my knee. Everything else is like rested or steroid injection, and it was like back to, okay, I feel better now. This is the first bit of proper rehab I've done, and I'm bored of it now. I'm really bored of it.
Dull, isn't it?
Yeah. Because you just do the same thing over and over again. And like you can see these little micro like improvements you're making and how they're changing the programming. But like I'm still doing box squats. Like still. I'm doing like one day I do barbell back squats and the next day I do front squats. So like I can do full range, but you can tell that it's still like tapered. And I'm still doing like partial range first, and the next day I'm doing full range, and I've got more time to recover, doing like jumps, but only like once a week. And like you can see how it's happening. My knee is feeling a bit better, to be fair. Um, but it is tough, I think, rehab. It's mentally tougher than people think it is.
I think so, yeah. I think like people don't give when they're out, people like I don't know, footballers are out for fucking weeks or the end of the season
Mm,
or whatever. Being able to get in and fucking do your rehab and follow the protocol and do all that stuff and not get back too soon
yeah.
is like such a yeah, such a fucking discipline kind of way of thinking. That's why I feel like obviously there's like a recurrence of like incidents in there based off like if you've injured it once, then it's like I don't know 25% more likely to
Mm,
injure it again within the first like 9 months, and then another 17% if you do it again, and blah blah blah. So
mm.
it's something crazy. I'm very sure those are about right. But yeah, over that, the knee rehab is
Rehab.
Knehab.
Call it kneehab then.
Barely,
That's fine.
barely. It's fine. Yeah, I think people know what I mean.
It
What
works.
have I? Mm, I've had like shitty. I had a steroid on my hip. I've had that once. I still
Mm.
have I don't know, recurring kind of groin issue, which I know exactly what I did when I did it, and it's just pinpointed. My ankles have been loosey goosey, and the biggest ones I've had, like I tore part of my quad muscle when I was 16. That was
Mm.
good. Everything on my left hand side as well. Right is untouched, absolutely untouched. All on my left hand
Oh,
side.
really? How is that?
Yeah, it's so fucking annoying. Uh, yeah, quad tour during like Essex schools 200 meters.
Nice.
Good place to
Good
be.
time to go.
End up eighth. Then I yeah nursed it over. Probably wasn't good. Qualified for the final and then pulled up. Yeah, good work. Still ran through the tape though. Wanted to finish. It was like that moment when like the dad comes on and like yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
get him all
Red
the
one.
way round. It's then I get there and it's like just Essex schools, Tom. Fucking hell, like grow
Yeah,
up.
it's not that deep, Tom. Yeah. It's not bad.
It's fine.
Yeah, but that
That was
time it was pretty big for you though.
yeah, it was pretty big for me. Like I was like, oh, I won win. If you win mid Essex, you go to Essex. Then if you win Essex, you go to whatever, like Southern. And I went to Southern the year after, but I was like at 16, I was like, I've got to go to Southern counties, whatever it is. I've got to
Mm.
be there. Didn't do very well when I got there. Semied. Bad. Um,
Mm.
what else did I do? Yeah, football, playing for like Barclays Bank. Fucking twats. They should have called off the game. Like because it was
Barclays Bank.
icy. Well, like Southern amateurs, like amateur, like national amateurs or whatever it was.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
Each decent team had like funding from somewhere, like
Yeah.
GlaxoSmithKline, a bank or whatever. I played for the bank. I never worked there because they were allowed a few people that didn't work. And then yeah, icy conditions should have been called off, and somebody like took me out, and then I went higher than like my desk, and I landed
Mm.
right on like the back of my pelvis, and it went like nice and black, and that was the stem of my hip issue, and I was like, great, and that's still recurring now, mate. Awful.
That's
That's
annoying, isn't
that's
it?
the worst one. That's the worst one, and I think that stems off like what my knee's doing currently as well. So any kind of really powerful stuff, I even though people might think I'm as powerful as hell, that's the stuff I struggle with currently now. Just because I'm an old man, and probably because I don't put myself in that position very often now. All the triathlon stuff, didn't get injured once. Great, touch wood. But yeah, it's all so
Oh, it's all right,
plateauy,
isn't it? I'd
chill,
have thought
isn't
you got
it?
injured doing the triathlon stuff, but fair
Nah,
play, you did.
easy.
Robust, mate.
Sitting down, you're laying down for one of them. The water's just propping you up. Sitting down for the other one. The running's like, yeah, all right. It's more
Mm.
lungs in it. More lungs. Those will get injured.
Just
So
lungs, yeah.
brain
And
injuries because I got a brain injury prior, and then I decided to do triathlons. So
yeah.
that was what happened, really. But yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? But upper bodies, not too much. Apart from
Yeah.
actually actually, there was one thing, and I can't believe you haven't brought this up. Way back when, me and Dan trained together frequently, very frequent, almost daily. And there was one time where I thought Dan had set up the GHR correctly, the glute ham raise, the glute ham developer, and he hadn't set it up correctly. So, but I went on it thinking that he had. So as soon as my foot hit the back of the thing, my feet went flying backwards, and I had a weight in my hand, and then I crushed my hand on my wrist on the pad of the GHR, and I still blame you for that. And
That sounds like a you problem.
I thought I broke my wrist, but my wrist still goes click. I can still click my wrist because of that day. See,
because
you hear that? Can you hear that?
You didn't check that the glute ham raise was set up properly.
I trusted my best mate. I thought he'd set it up for me. And he was like, nope, just let it free, all fine. And then throughout that story, guys, Dan was smirking that happened.
I just think you're misplacing the blame is what I think. That's what I think, because I think that's someone who can't take responsibility for their own actions, their own mistakes, and not checking the machinery and equipment properly. It's the way that you just said, oh, I assumed you set it up properly. Oh, you assumed. Okay, well, never assume. So
no, apparently not. No.
Never assumed, Tom. I assumed by now you'd have a wedding date sorted, but you haven't. So it's fine, isn't it? I'd assumed you'd set up the WhatsApp group for all of us to talk about your stag do, but you haven't. But I'd assumed you would have done it. But it doesn't matter if you haven't. It's fine, mate. It's fine, Not having a go at you. I'm just saying, same with the GHR, Don't assume that someone's done something. No, it's not when you can crush your wrist as well. Like, that sounds bad. Don't do that.
It was bad. Yeah. Well, still clicks now to this day.
Oh God, it clicks. Big whoop. God, yeah.
Right, are you gonna create one of your Divine Chef Instagrams, please?
Oh yeah. I don't know why it came to my head, but I know why I did. I saw a sponsored post from an online coach fucking selling recipes.
How many fucking sponsored coach? Like, I've seen so many sponsored posts. They're wasting money so much.
They're running out of ideas, aren't they? That's the thing. They're running out of ideas. And but I just posted my stories and just said, in a parallel universe, there are thousands of professional chefs posting gym workout videos in the hope that someone will reach out to them to cook for them. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you say it like that, and I've had a few messages from people going, "Oh my God!" Like when you say it like that, it sounds so stupid. And it's like we're in this world where online coaches are posting recipes on their Instagram to try and get clients to work with them for fat loss. Now, I know that food and fat loss are inherently connected, right? I'm not stupid, right? But in a world where you're trying to present an authoritative figure and you're trying to show people how much you know and how you can help them, and I know why coaches do it, and they go on the recipe videos because they get followers, because they get reach, because they get likes and all that sort of stuff, right? And I just think that it's just so short-sighted to do it. And the funny thing is I also know that if Jamie Oliver tomorrow started giving out gym workout advice, all personal trainers would go, he's not qualified to do that. He shouldn't be doing that. Shouldn't be doing that. And they go off on one. Oh, his advice is shit. His advice is shit. Yeah, your advice on cooking is shit, probably. You don't come into your fucking comments and go, that's how I'd cook a chicken breast. It's dry as fuck. And it's just this like, I don't know. I just don't know why online coaches think it's a good idea or why they think they're going to get good clients out of it. And then they worry about, again, that's what coaches do, is they do this, sell a recipe book, and they go, oh, my clients they give up after 4 weeks of coaching and they don't really want to invest the money into it. I'm like, yeah, wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. Think about it for a second. And why other coaches that talk a lot about training and in-depth stuff and research and science and all those things and break it down into really digestible stuff, give their opinions on all these things and share their journey, why they're the ones that get the clients that pay 300 quid a month and stay for a year. Yeah, wonder why. I wonder why. And it's just this incessant overuse of recipes just winds me up. People don't need more recipes. That's not what's stopping them from losing weight. They might say it is, and they might say to you, I could do some, I'm bored of the food I eat, I need some good recipe ideas. I have never needed a recipe idea from Instagram, ever. And the only ones that I have had from Instagram, by the way, recipe ideas, are full fat fucking versions, high calorie versions of stuff that I want to eat that looks and tastes amazing.
Yeah.
I have never looked at a high protein, low calorie recipe and gone, oh, must save that one. Please. Like, it just baffles me that people, and I, by the way, would still look for an online fitness coach. My golf coaches aren't out there making recipe videos, are they? They're not.
What? They're not making the perfect meals to get your best 18 ever. This is the
Literally.
meal.
Can you
This is
imagine?
the meal that's gonna sort out your driving. This one.
Can you
These
imagine?
ones. Maybe they should do what
Unbelievable.
they should do, but the only way they could relate a nutritional point would be like staying fueled on the golf course. And
Honestly,
just be like,
it's frightening.
but
It's frightening the way that online. It's frightening the way that online coaches think as well with that. It's just copying. It's just copying other people because they got a lot of followers and because they know it's going to get reach and it's going to get saved and all this sort of stuff, right? And like I said, you just got to think about who it's going to attract from doing it. But yeah.
and it's
When you
and
say it
like
like that, it sounds stupid.
if you think of the ideal client or whatever, what is their most common struggle that you're going to help with? It's probably not a recipe. Like that's not a common struggle, is it?
No.
That they need your help in or whatever. It's not a barrier of why they're going to have your kind of help. It's like, okay, maybe show them where that meal sits in their day because probably they're shit at scheduling their day around their diet and exercise. Just a thought. Just a thought.
It's
Still
literally that for
still make the
me.
meal, but it's fine. No.
For me, it's about you need to make your content that's going to inspire them to want to make a change in their life. That means they're okay eating more plain food. That they don't need to. No one needs a recipe, right, to make fucking chicken rice and some roasted veg. No one. Chicken sausages, new potatoes, and some roasted veg. No one needs a recipe for that. The people who need recipes are people that are looking for shortcuts and hacks, and maybe want really tasty food all the time. Like, actually, maybe that's half the problem. Maybe, just maybe that's half the problem. Maybe they should be eating more bland food. Maybe they don't need to have a recipe book. Maybe they just need 3 stable meals that they eat consistently for the next 3 months of their life. Maybe. I'm not saying that's what you do, but I just think like it just for me, it just brings down your authority straight away. You just look like a prat, in my opinion. And I've got clients that make these things and do these things, right? And they do it for their own reasons, or I have had clients that do it for their own reasons, and they are actually good and they are actually passionate about it. I'm like, cool. But I'm always wary. I'm always saying to them, be aware about who you're going to attract by making this. Just be wary of it. That's all I'm saying. And some of them are okay with that. Some of them know who they're attracting. But there's far too many of them out there that are doing it. I got hit by an ad the other day. Oh, here's get my 20 air fryer recipes. You need to lose fat now. Oh, fucking shut up, man. You just instantly don't want to work with you. Instantly think you're an idiot. Instantly. I just think it's baffling that there's that many of them out there doing it. And like I said, if chefs started doing it, PTs will kick off saying that chefs don't know what they're doing and that they're clueless, they're not trained, blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Hot kettle black. Fucking hell. Like it gets a bit embarrassing. Keep saying
Because
that. Yeah.
it's who you want to be, right? There's what is there one big coach that nailed it in his Joe Wicks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's it. And obviously he sells fucking millions of recipe books now, but he's probably more known for that than his fucking workouts.
Oh, 100%. He's more known for his recipe books than his coaching. He was useless with coaching wise, right? And
yeah,
I just don't think people see it. You know, I don't know. I don't know if they actually care. I don't know, maybe. But the feedback I get from people all the time is like, oh, my clients don't really take anything seriously. They don't really stick around. They don't really do this. Not really that interested in the gym. Never really want to change. And I'm like, why is that? Oh, I post recipe videos, right? That'd be why then. That's it, isn't it? That's exactly what happens with it. Anyway, enough about fucking shit coaches and what they post. There's nothing else I had to say about that. There's nothing else I
no,
had to say about that. No.
nothing else you had to say. Whatever. That's wonderful.
I was going to talk about football. No, I was going to talk about football, but that's something related to what I was just talking about.
Right, last topic: football. Go.
Right. One thing that I find odd with football, and I noticed this at the weekend. You know when you might be able to answer this question actually, because you've done analyst stuff in previous life, right? You know, at the end of games, yeah, previous life. You know, at the end of games, you know, when teams really need to win, right, and they're goal down, or really need to get a goal back, or they're a goal down, right?
Yeah.
And they just put everyone forward and they start pumping long balls in the box.
Yeah.
Right. I can't work out why they don't do that all game, because what they're suggesting by doing that is that that's the best way to try and score a goal. So, like, you got 10 minutes after the game, you need to score a goal. They change their tactics to being more direct and getting balls in the box and hitting it long. And I'm like, so if you're saying that's the best way to score a goal, why are you not doing it all game?
That was the whole Sam Allardyce theory, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like, if you believe that passing the ball around and keeping possession is the best way to win a football game, why are you not doing that at the end of the games we need to win?
I think you're trying to make like predictable perturbations more than like, so they're running patterns and plays and interactions. With loading the ball in, you create chaos, and you can't predict chaos. I think
Okay, but by definition, though, that means that they think that that's going to more likely lead to a goal.
I think, but then you have to ask yourself, what do people do in desperation? Do they act rationally?
Maybe not, but then I still come back to it. But why do it then?
I reckon there's a kind of nature that they're kind of pushing for something that, even though like it may not be the correct answer, because there's certain teams that don't, and they just continue playing, they continue playing, they continue playing, and they're waiting and they're patient, and they eventually get there, and they create the perturbation or the pattern. Suddenly they know they have a higher likelihood of scoring. So perturbation is just like incidents before a goal. They're able to like, I don't know, but it's usually the assist before the assist kind of thing. Is what happens. And we used to talk about positive and negative perturbations quite a lot, but it was generally okay. It's a form of chaos. So you want to, like we said on training, Dan, we want predictable results, and making patterns and running plays. Arsenal are the biggest ones for running patterns, but they try to make it so predictable, but it can become predictable for the opponent as well. That's the other thing. So that's when they go, all right, fuck it, I'm just putting Mikel Mourinho up top, and we're just going to load the box. That apparently will work, because the opposite team's gone, fuck, we're not trained to do this against this team. This doesn't go against anything, and then suddenly that becomes the chaos thing. So
football needs more chaos, in my opinion. It needs more chaos.
More basically, you're pulling Sam Allardyce back in.
I genuinely think, right? I said this. Me and Mike said this ages ago. I genuinely think that the two big men up front will make a comeback soon.
I think so as well. Yeah.
4-4-2, get it out wide, two big men in the box, and whip balls in the box. It's going to come back because teams are becoming predictable, boring, low block, right? And you go, right, how do we do this? Well, you get two wingers, you get fullbacks, you get a winger, you get two people on the wings, because they never send that many people out there because they're so conscious of staying on a low block. Get two big men in there, right? You're looking at Mateta, Haaland, Beto, Calvert-Lewin, all these players now that are starting to score goals. They're actually now, Chris Wood, they're like a bit more big men scoring. I'm like, get two of them up front, right? And just cause chaos. Just get balls in the box. Chaos. I'm all about chaos, mate. I just think they're going to make a comeback. I think it's got to a point where football for me now, when I watch it, is so boring that I think some manager's going to turn around and go, hang on, guys. Let's get Haaland. Let's get Wood. Let's get a second one in there. Because, it used to be like little and large. It used to be like Crouch and Defoe. Used to be like little and large. I think soon you're going to see two big men. They're going to go, do you know what? Why not get... who's the cult hero that you've got on your league about, the Forest guy? Get them both up front.
Taiwo Awoniyi.
With Wood up front. I think it's just chaos. I think if I'm playing a centre back for a team and I'm getting two of them up front like that, I'm like, oh, fuck me. What do we do? You do that where you go, what the fuck do we do? There's two centre halves because they're so used to playing against one forward. Put two there, they're going to go, what do we do? What do we do here? How do we deal with this? But every team now plays with one up front. Every team.
Crazy, innit? Imagine
name me a team that played two up top now. In the Prem.
That's it. Doesn't happen. No.
Now imagine if the centre-backs went all of a sudden, like I said about chaos, going, hang on a minute. Who are you? Why are you here? Hang on, I've got two big men playing here. I just think it would just cause carnage. I'd love to see it. Anyway, that's my little thing that I picked up this week from watching football, is that it's become far too predictable. And I've said this before about, I don't think many managers have their own identity, their own thing. I think they all copy each other. I said this before, when people moved back to like three. Remember there was a phase where people started playing three at the back and everyone just copied each other. I don't actually think that many of them know. They just don't want to be seen to not to be... They don't want it to be seen to be a dinosaur, to not be keeping up with the trends. So like with the whole Ruben Amorim thing, the system, people just copy the system and go, it's shit. It doesn't fucking work, quite obviously. But they'll do it because they need to be seen keeping up with the trends. And it's why they do this one up top. If I was a fan right now, I want to see two big men up top in my team every week. I don't care if they don't track back. Keep them up top, because if you keep those two up top, they can't leave three at the back. They're going to have to leave four, or most teams will do it, because at the moment they leave one and they leave two. they're going to have to leave more men back so they can't attack with as many. I just don't think that. I'm sat here going, listen to me. I'm sat here going, I don't think many managers are thinking about it. They must be thinking about it. They must be, but they just don't have the balls to do it.
The
I think
guts to be like, yeah. Also, but I also think like there's not, let's say, as probably we've alluded to with like they talk about it on the rest of football. There's not enough high quality number 9s out there because they haven't been produced because the youth system is producing the single striker, and that's it. That's all they got right now, and it's like, all right, it's going to be like in fantasy football. If you get two, just hoard them, and you're like, well, we're keeping these two. Like,
and the problem is that the way the system works now is that everyone is just creating number 10s. Yeah, and now everyone's got number 10s and play out wide, and they play in the middle, and they rotate, and it's just not good. I don't think the future of the football.
All we need is this big Chris Samba back up top, mate. That's all we need.
Do, mate. I'm telling you now. That's what we need. Dion Dublin. Bring Dion Dublin back. Can play centre half as well. Do you know what I mean? Like if you need him to, bring him back, mate. That's what I say.
On that bombshell. That's going to be the title of this show. Bring Dion back.
He needs to come back. Get him off that Homes Under the Hammer, whatever he fucking.
Mate, he's a mass property developer. He loves it. He's got a box. He's got a box at Wrexham under his property company. You know that?
Yes.
So funny. Yeah, interesting fact for you. Right. Any other business?
Not from me.
Not from me. Yeah, we are good next week. The week after that, and the week after that, probably not very good. Not me and Dan will still be friends, but I'm traveling, so yeah.
It's always good to know.
I'll be literally the other side of the world to you, so proper time might not work.
Why?
All right, mate. Thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next week.
See you later.